Hey, greetings. So this video here is actually a Facebook Live chat that took place with Kirsten back on January 22nd and myself. And it's been posted, but I thought I would just repost it here as a YouTube video for you to all watch. And this is really just a little bit of a taste about what the BioSand water filter is. Kirsten is actually interviewing me. She hadn't really heard about the BioSand filter much before our discussion. And so just some little tidbits of information about what the BioSand water filter really is. So hope you enjoy this little short video. And please subscribe, like, make comments, share it, pass it on to others so that we can grow this channel. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon. Bye now.
Okay.
Hey, it worked.
That only took about 15 minutes.
That's interesting.
Thank you for being patient.
Hey, it's all good.
So, I don't want to take too much of your time today, but now that I'm still a little bit shaky from my experience.
No, thank you.
But so I wanted to talk to you. I had no idea that you even did these BioSand filters. So talking about water. So tell us. Well, first tell me what you started back in 2012.
Yeah, back in 2012, because of circumstances, one led to another. We started our own charity called 122 Ministries, where we basically wanted to do three things, and that is provide safe, clean water, provide salaries and support for pastors abroad, and to lead people on mission trips to introduce them to what I call the suffering world. And so we applied. We're told, don't expect an answer for about 9 months to 12 months, and God provided an answer for us in less than 3 months. And
That's
so
awesome.
come March of 2012, we were an official charity.
So maybe I'm just ignorant, but I didn't know that there was unsafe water in Cuba.
Wow. Yeah, I've done some extensive research actually in Cuba, interviewing doctors and such. And I will tell you this, that I don't know of any safe water in Cuba other than in resorts.
Okay. So
the infrastructure's in place, but being a communist government, what I've seen is they don't do good enough job. Even if you're in Havana, which is the highest populated area in all of Cuba, the water is not safe to drink. And my friends that live there actually have filters, not the BioSand filter, but they have purchased a filter. I have since given them what is called a Sawyer filter, which they can attach to their tap and get clean water that way. But it's the chlorine is different one day compared to the next day. And in interviewing some doctors from that area, Havana and a place called Cienfuegos, which is a very large city, the 80 to 85% of the patients they see as general practitioners are water-related diseases.
that's the one thing that I was so shocked by. I was introduced through Facebook about the water issues, and I had no idea how widespread they were, but that more than half, well, this was in Africa, half of the issues in the hospitals and stuff, they could be less than 50% less people if they just had clean water to drink. And I was like, that's so insane. So
yeah, it is.
I also had no idea what is a BioSand filter. So what is a BioSand filter?
How much time do you have?
Well, give us the Cole's note.
Yeah, the Cole's notes basically is a BioSand filter is something that can be made very easily in almost any third world country. So that's the huge benefit of it. Created and invented by a professor in Calgary University, I'm going to say now 14 years ago, I think it was, thereabouts. And it's made out of a concrete form, if you want to call it that way. And inside this concrete is where you then put two different layers of gravel and then a big layer of fairly, very, very fine sifted sand. and all of the sand and gravel has been washed to get out any organic material. And through the process of just pouring water into this, it gets cleaned through going through the process of the sand and the gravel. And at the bottom of this BioSand filter is a surgical tube, which then runs through the front of the frame made of cement and comes out through what we call a nose.
Is that the,
and as
at the top?
At the top. So if you think of it, when you put a pot of water in Tim Hortons, out comes hot water. There's always water sitting in there ready to go. Same thing on the BioSand filter. There's water already inside the filter, so when you put in 12 liters comes out. A perfect flow rate is 400 milliliters per minute if it's done properly and if it's not clogging up and all that. So that 12 liters is going to take you 40 minutes to 60 minutes to have a 12-liter clean bucket of water that not only you and I could drink, but I do drink. And so think of it as our ground filters water, and when you put a well down deep enough to get that clean water, you're drinking clean water. But it's happening, there's 4 different processes that take place inside of a BioSand filter, but I'm giving you the Coles notes, so I won't go into all those 4 processes. But it is taking out almost 99% of bacteria and up to 80-85% of viruses. And most of the places we go to, there aren't many viruses anyway.
And even our groundwater, they need the filtering because of chemical runoff and contaminants.
Yeah, they could.
You know,
Yeah. One of the biggest things probably around us would be high iron content.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so like a BioSand filter, you think of cholera. When cholera sticks its ugly head up, our people who are using our BioSand filters properly are not getting cholera.
That's
In
so
fact,
cool. So,
even beyond drinking, where we go in the area of Cuba, there's a disease that women will get from cleaning themselves. It's a fungus. And even if they boil the water, it does not go away. Using the BioSand filter, it has gone away.
wow.
Yeah.
So how many and you started in 2012 and now have how many BioSand filters in Cuba?
Yeah, we actually tried to put our first one in place in the fall of 2012 because there's a process of getting things ready, getting a frame built by a welder in Havana and so forth, transporting it. We were unsuccessful in our first 3 attempts of actually building a proper cement form. There was something wrong with our frame. I had to come home, get further instruction from COST. COST is a great organization, CAWST, Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Treatment out of Calgary. And all they do is teach people how to build it. I came back to COST, got some answers. I took a friend with me back down to Cuba who was a welder, and we had to do some changes on the inner core of the frame to make it smoother so it would pull apart. The cement was getting into these little holes and wouldn't pull apart properly. So our first filter went into a home in January of 2013. I just recently got our financial report, which gives our statement of how many filters in homes right up till December. So we're now at 2,351 filters in homes.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it is pretty cool.
Yeah. And how much is a filter?
Yeah, good question. I want to say this too. The only reason why we have that many is because we have people who donate.
Mm-hmm.
Our organization is 100% donated. And so originally we put our cost at $75 per filter in a home because we were just starting out. After about 1.5 years of really getting good details of funds, we lowered it down to $40 per frame, per filter. And we've got it down now to the actual cost to put it in a home is $25.
$25.
And $25. And of that $25, $5 goes to the men who build it. And so we've created an economy in the community as well. And so our philosophy of ministry is to go and empower people not to be, the rich North American coming down and look out, let me show you how to do this, and then go home and it fall apart. We want it to be self-sustaining. And so there's only 2 parts of the BioSand filter at this point that we have to still bring with us from North America, but we're still trying to source that out in Cuba. And it's very difficult. Like right now, I put orders in to have another frame built so we could have a 5th location start building. And they've been looking for steel now for over a month to build this frame, which you and I could go down to our local welding shop and buy steel tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So about $25 right now is what the actual cost is.
Okay. That's cheaper than the Brita filters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kristen, if you I don't think you have municipal water where you live, but those of us who do, our bill is never $25 a month. A month. In fact, my toilet ran on down in the basement here for I don't know how many days, and when I got that bill, it was $178 extra. That's a lot of water filters for people to get clean water.
Yeah. Well, and I'm excited to partner with you guys and advocate and help you guys raise money. And I think I probably do this again as I learn more, ask me some better questions. But so I want to encourage people to join. I think that my process of like learning about this water and thinking, and I don't know how your process, I know you've been in ministry for I don't know years, but me as an almost 40-year-old, I'm in my chaos of survival with 4 kids.
Yeah.
I just think, oh, I can't help this, or just here, take my money, or like,
yeah.
I can help with this little thing, but I'm not really caring. And so I think as I've learned about this water and developed more compassion about, okay, like this can actually be fixed, and I think my personality, I love to fix problems. So excited that you have this organization that we can just come alongside.
Yeah.
And send you money, but also to care and to understand the impact we're having on people. So and I know you put a link on your giving site for the 40,000 for 40.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
which is so cool. So I haven't posted that yet, but I will post them in our live. And then, is there anything else like that you wanted to?
Yeah, I water's a huge problem, and I know I've been following you now since you've been doing this 40,000 for 40, not for 40. Yeah, that's right.
It's 40,000 for 20.
For 20. Yeah, I heard that. You just said the 40 pounds are getting too heavy. It's interesting. My wife just recently lost 60 pounds. Can you imagine carrying an extra 60 with you, right? Anyway, I kind of live by this philosophy of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And this water problem is huge. And you go, well, really? Is one water filter going to make a difference if I contribute enough for one water filter? And my response to that is, that's typically where we go. That's a family of 6. Mm-hmm. And if you can just help that one family, and then somebody else help one more family, and somebody else help. And, I've got donors who sometimes give in the thousands. And that helps a lot more than just one family. And so us collectively, and it's not just with 122 Ministry, there's a lot of water organizations that are helping with water. Mm-hmm. Am I going to say no to someone wanting to donate to us? No, because it's going to go to use. It's going to help us in doing what we want to see accomplished, and that is helping families get safe, clean drinking water. And one filter is six people. In Cuba, they share it.
Yeah.
Right. And so our target area, when we went into a village, there was 3 villages we started. Our targeted people were the elderly, those with young children, and expecting moms who are most susceptible to waterborne illnesses. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't that many years later, 2.5 years later, that all 3 of those villages, they all got it. right? And so now we're going out in concentric circles, and we've got 4 sites now, and we're looking at doing a 5th site. And so anybody who's watching this, if you're saying to yourself, well, really, will my 25 or my 50, my 100 really make a difference? And the answer is, yeah, one bite at a time, just one bite at a time.
Well, in the recent numbers that I heard, so like 12 years ago, there was 1 billion people without clean drinking water. And now you have different numbers, but now there's about 663 million. So I think that in 12 years, like, it can be less.
Yeah.
So anyways,
it can.
I'm going to post a link, and I've got a beach party coming, got a square dance coming up,
Awesome.
on, so it's exciting. So,
yeah, good for you. It's so exciting to see. I've always said on our board, I've always looked for a person who can start to imitate the kind of fundraising that I do. Mm-hmm. And not everybody is wired that way to come up with ideas like you're doing. And so I was excited to say, here's a girl who's doing it, who saw something and didn't just walk away from it. It touched you, and you said, there's something I can do.
And, you know, our pastor, he's talking about being a spectator or being mobilized. And, you know, I can watch a lot of things and be a spectator of a lot of things, have a lot of backs, but, you know, I'm done being a spectator. And the point, so I've been watching that Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. Have you seen that on Netflix?
No.
And I'm like, I'm not going to be a spectator of this.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not ready to clean up my closet. I have a plan. But
and Kirsten, I should probably say this too, is that we work with pastors down in Cuba in the church. And so we've given this to them to use as a ministry to reach their community. And it's their way of getting into houses and to sharing the love of Christ with them. And we tell them, this is why you're getting this filter, is because of the love of Christ. One of the reasons why we don't charge them is because we're giving it to them because we're sharing that message with them. If they want to hear, we don't make them hear. But it's that building of relationships that the churches are doing and follow-up. There's a little bit of follow-up that has to take place too. And so this is done because of what Christ has done for us.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it enabled us to have all these blessings to give to others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been blessed, and now we need to bless others, for sure.
Cool. Well, thank you for this ministry and for telling me about it. And
you're awesome. Thank you.
I'm sure we'll chat again.
Absolutely. There's a lot to talk about.
I think so too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Cuba in April. Okay.
Yeah, we're going in April, so hopefully you guys can come.
Okay, we'll talk more. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Make it a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye now.